A very good morning to standard 11 students. This is Veena teacher. How are you all? I hope all of you are fine and safe. We are there in the chapter The Living World, and then in today's class we're going to discuss about a very important concept that is there in biology, that is classification. Okay, now I hope all of you are ready for this class. All of you take out your notebooks and pens and make a note while I teach. Now, in the previous module, we have seen the need for classification. What are the advantages of classification? Now, in today's class, we're going to start with the method by which the classification is done. Now, before we go into the matter of classification, we have to understand few important terms. The first term here is taxonomy. Taxonomy is a science of identification, classification and nomenclature. Now let us understand the words here. Identification. So identification is as simple as to identify what kind of organism is it. Classification means classifying it under either plants, animals or a particular kind of phyla, kingdom, etc. And nomenclature. Nomenclature means giving proper name to the organism depending upon its genus and species. And based on the special characteristics, all the living organisms are classified into different categories. Okay, now these categories are known as taxa. Now, for example, in standard 8, you studied 5 kingdom classification, in which you studied that in the classification system, the most basic one is species, and the highest level is kingdom, phyla, class, family, genus, species. So these are all various categories. Carolus Linnaeus is father of taxonomy. Now, taxonomic studies includes what all things we study when we are studying taxonomy. We are going to study about the internal structure of the organism. Be it a plant, be it an animal, the internal structure is very important. And apart from studying the internal structure, we have to study about the cytology, means study of the cell structure of the organism. What kind of cell organelles are present in the organism, etc. Next, most important thing that goes into taxonomic studies is development of embryo. So right from the embryo development, means right after the fertilization and after the formation of the embryo, how the development of embryo is taking place, that is also a study by itself. Now, other than that, the ecological aspect, the habit and habitat of the organism, and also finally for the taxonomy, we have to study about the evolutionary relationships with the organism. Means it is related to which existing organism. Study like that is known as evolutionary relationships. Now let us understand the types of taxonomy. Children, please make a note. All these are there in your syllabus. I am not teaching anything extra. All these are concepts which are included in your syllabus. So please make a note. Now first let us start with the first one, that is numerical taxonomy. Numerical, as the title itself is suggesting, this is pertaining to the number. So this is carried out by quantitative assessment of similarities and differences between the organisms. Means, for example, you take two organisms, okay, and then after taking the organisms, what you have to do is percentage similarities and percentage differences between these two organisms are calculated. Now, earlier these used to be done manually, but now we have different types of computer softwares in which you feed the data and you get the result. So the numbers and codes are given to all the characteristics and data is processed in a computer. So you will arrive at a number, and that number will help you in classification of the organism. Okay, so that kind of classification system is called numerical taxonomy. Now, another one is cytotaxonomy. It is based on cytological information like chromosome number, types of chromosomes, or location of centromere also can be taken, something like that. For example, chromosome number is constant for a species. All human beings, no matter how they look, where they are living, whether the person is an African or maybe American or whoever the person is, if the person is a human being, there he is bound to have 46 number of chromosomes. Similarly, apes, all apes have 48 number of chromosomes, and Drosophila has 8 number of chromosomes. Drosophila, it is fruit fly. You might have observed when you put the bananas on the table, and after some time you will see that small, very minute flies, they hover over the banana. These are known as Drosophila, fruit fly. Next is location of the centromere. We have seen about the 4 different locations of the centromere, that and banding pattern of the chromosomes. This is very interesting. Banding pattern of the chromosome is also used to study the relationship between the species. I'll just show you an example of banding pattern. Now here you see you have 2 chromosomes. This is chromosome number 3 and chromosome number 6. Now the chromosome number 3, A is human being and B is chimpanzee. So this is also human being's chromosome number 6, chimpanzee's chromosome number 6. So when you see the banding pattern that is present in the chromosome, you will see that the banding pattern is pretty much similar. So similar is a banding pattern between the organisms. There is a lot of similarity between the organisms. That's the reason why we say that the human beings and chimpanzees are very closely related species. Okay. So the study of the banding pattern also gives us a lot of information about the taxonomic position of an organism. The next one is chemotaxonomy, that is analysis of chemical constituents of a cell like enzymes. Sorry for the spelling mistake here. Enzymes. So enzymes, ZYMES, proteins, amino acids, secondary metabolites, etc. Hormones are secretions from ductless glands called endocrine glands like thyroid, pituitary, adrenal, etc. Their chemical nature is same in all animals. For example, thyroxine is secreted from thyroid gland irrespective of what the animal is. So all these are the various analysis of various kinds of chemicals which are also used in the classification of the organisms. Now let us understand another word that is known as systematics. Systematics, it is a systematic arrangement of organisms according to identification, nomenclature, classification, and the study of evolutionary relationship between the organisms. Now here, when you see the first part, identification, nomenclature, classification, here is a taxonomy. So systemics include taxonomy as well as the evolutionary relationship between the organisms. Means it is closely related to which organism. Study about all these kinds of things, they come under systematics. We will study more about all these things in standard 12 syllabus. So at this point of time, better we understand only the definitions and leave it here. Now let us understand the difference between taxonomy and systematics. Taxonomy, as I told you, it is identification, classification, nomenclature of organisms, and coming to systematics, it is the determination of evolutionary relationship between the organisms. Now there is one more word here that is known as phylogeny. Phylogeny, it is an evolutionary relationship among the organisms and construction of evolutionary history. Okay, so it not only includes systematics, that is we are talking about the evolutionary relationship, and also the organism's evolutionary history, personal history is also studied in phylogeny. How one organism is related to other organism is systematics, and the evolutionary history of that particular organism is phylogeny. I hope you people are clear with these terms. I will stop here and we will continue this topic in the next class. Children, all of you, please see this module and make a note of all these definitions. Okay, so what all important definitions are there? I'm including all the definitions in the PPT so that it's going to be easy for you. You have to take a book and a pen and you have to make a note of these definitions. I will see you all in the next class. I hope all of you are safe and fine. Please take care of yourselves and take care of your family members also. I wish you all the best and then take care once again. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.